Talking about the security situation in Plateau State, especially looking at what is happening in Mangu local council area, where a number of persons were killed on Saturday, and this is not the first time this has happened. Yes, the governor has imposed a 24-hour curfew, but the people are concerned about finding a definite solution to this killings and attacks that have gone on for some time now, where persons, if you can look at our screen, those are pictures coming out of Plateau State with regards to the attacks. And the governor has imposed a 24-hour curfew as a way of curbing these attacks. And now the military commander has decided to relocate base to Plateau State. And to help us better understand the situation and perhaps proper solution to this matter, is a former consultant and defunct Presidential Committee on Small Arms and Light Weapons, Darlington Umoru, who is also a security consultant. He joins us this morning to look into this incessant attacks on Plateau State, especially Mangu community. What is going on there from your point of view?
Good morning.
Good morning, by the way.
Good morning,
Good morning.
Veronica. You had me smiling. You saw me smiling. But it's not a matter to smile about. It's not a matter to smile about because at this point in time, one would have expected that the situation in Mangu local council would have been arrested. We heard the military commander just talking about shifting base to the local council area now. That is coming far too late.
Really?
Yes.
Why
That
so?
is coming far too late. Mangu has been the focus of crisis, killings, maiming, destruction for a while. And what has the security agents done to arrest the situation? They talk about the Fulani militia coming from the forest, the desert, other areas to the town to kill and maim and destroy. It's not the first time we are having curfew imposed on that LGA. What has been the result? What have we gotten as result? Why has the security agents not been proactive? They've only been reactive. These people, some persons come, bandits come, kill people, destroy, they go, and then you find security agents moving into that place after the havoc had been committed. This havoc has been consistent. Beyond finding a lasting solution, what are the immediate
issues that can be put in place to addressing this?
That's why I said this is coming far too late. You know how many persons have lost their lives in just one local government? What is the population of that local government?
Right.
What is the problem? What is on contention here? Many are getting confused. You find Mehati Allah coming out to make a statement the other time. You find the residents of that local government making statements, accusations upon accusations, fingers pointed at this group, this tribe, and all of that. What is the basic problem? Why Mangu? Why? You see, sometimes we are talking about human lives being destroyed here, being wasted, precious ones. Women are not spared. People being killed in their sleep, on their bed. Houses razed. Who are these people?
Is it so difficult to track and trace who these people could be? Because
Why
it's
would
been
it be-
reported that they are unknown.
Why the residents there, the indigenous never said they are unknown. They said these are Fulani militia. coming into town. These are allegations. And the problem is not far-fetched from the general problem on the North Central region. The farmer header issue.
Crisis.
For goodness sake, what is the governor doing to bring all of this to an end?
He has imposed a curfew.
So how much has that solved? Is this the first time he has imposed a curfew? What is curfew for goodness sake? You want to stop movement of persons between certain hours, now 24 hours, people will not go out. They remain where they are. But has that really stopped the killings?
Well, but even if that hasn't stopped the killing, but is it not helping a little bit?
How has it helped?
To curtail the movement of people.
Has it stopped these persons from coming in to kill and destroy? This is what I want to know.
But the question you were asking, that a lot of Nigerians who are not resident in Plateau are also asking is, what is that thing
about Mangu?
About Mangu that
what is it?
It is the last 1 month. In fact, more than a month.
Even
more than
before now.
We've been talking about Mangu particularly. What is peculiar
on the
about
negative side? On the we've been discussing Mangu on the negative side. Why? Mangu is just one local government. You go to Sabongari, you go to some other places. Sabongari is where non-indigenous are basically resident in most northern states. And then you go to those places to kill and maim and destroy. What is about this Mangu that the government cannot even put to checks? And then these people, there are counter-accusations. The Fulanis have said, Mayati Ali have said, nobody is talking about the havoc being carried out on the Fulanis. Like the rustling of their cattle, their animals, and then the killing. The police even joined. They even accused the security agents as taking sides with the residents or the indigenes of Mangu, to attack the Fulanis. But what is the bone of contention? That cannot be resolved. What is the bone of contention that cannot be resolved by security agents? Mr. President has given marching order to the new chiefs to say all of this inter, and the header problem, terrorism, must be checked. And they have promised. They have promised. The new IG has also promised. We're talking about one local government. And then we're talking about another sect coming in. For goodness sake, this thing started. Are you saying that you couldn't have stationed security agents in Mangu to checkmate those who are infiltrating, who are coming in to kill people? Are you saying when the havoc is committed, you send people there, go look at what has happened, and then they withdraw, they go back, and then you create a room again for these people to come back? Abba.
There's a talk about the use of technology to create surveillance and all of that. Do you think
that has not been able to work because we don't have constant supply of electricity? When you don't have constant supply of electricity, how can technology work?
So in what direction should we go to addressing this now? The base, the military commander has temporarily moved base there.
That is what we needed. The police should, all the security agents should do that for now.
Okay.
We understand.
The level of insecurity has dropped in some other places now. Kaduna is no longer on a daily basis. We don't get reports from Kaduna, particularly from the northwest, so often anymore. But the thing has shifted to North Central, particularly Benue and Plateau.
Yeah.
And so what do you do? As professionals, what do you do, commanders? Are you not supposed to be proactive where you don't have technology to monitor the movement of persons coming to create havoc? You station men on ground. How large is Mangu? Now you are just talking about moving base to Mangu After how many persons have been killed?
Although you said this is coming a little late, but...
It is, by my own assessment.
But the point there is, would this change anything?
Yes, it would.
Okay. Talk to us about that.
It would, because now, when I don't know whether to call them enemies now, or who to refer to as enemies. When those they refer to as either unknown gunmen or bandits are aware that the military are on ground, you think they want to rush in? They will not want to come in because they know people are there waiting for them. Infiltrators will be aware. These are security measures you need at times like this, when you have so much antecedent. A lot, it will do a lot. It is not curfew we need. It's not this 24 hours curfew. You are going to damage the economy of that place. Those who live on daily bread, how will they survive? When they don't move, when they don't go out, when they cannot sell akara to get 10 naira, when they cannot sell anything to make money to fend for their families. What we need is security presence in Mangu at this time. Heavy security presence and equipment.
Yeah, but on the other hand, if security presence is there and these people are not able to carry out their nefarious acts anymore, but does that in the long run bring a solution to it?
Let's have an immediate solution for now.
But there'll be a time the security people who are stationed there will leave.
You are right.
And when they leave, it's like back to square one.
They should not leave at once. But right now we need an immediate solution first to curb what is happening there. Okay? Now, when you have that, you would have built confidence in the people who are there. When they see security presence so much in that place, the residents in that place there will be this confidence in them to move about, going about their normal daily activities. Isn't that so? Now, if security has to be withdrawn, you don't withdraw them at a time, at once. That is the practice. You take them out in batches. And then you still leave some, and then when you are doing so, you still have some you would have stationed there. That over time will still either give reports, call for backup, or any of those things when those infiltrators are coming in. But first off, we need an immediate solution. And that immediate solution is heavy security presence to protect the people there. Plateau State has had this issue, not today, not yesterday, not the day before. And so, what is the science? What is the science so difficult to achieve now? With the new president, he has given all of you, he has reposed his confidence in all of you to manage security for us and for the country.
Service chiefs.
The new service chiefs. And I saw Irabo speaking about the new defense chief and saying that Nigerians will enjoy peace, more peace with him. But for goodness sake, the issue of Plateau State didn't start yesterday, didn't start on Saturday.
Right.
What has the police done? What is the police doing? They are working, agreed. But please, one life is very precious. Just one life is precious to us, Mike. I feel so sad. You know, when I have to talk about things that has to do with lives being destroyed.
You can only imagine how the people there are feeling. When you look at the visuals we have put out, you could see their faces, that these people are actually
Not just look at my own face. I might look at the way I'm feeling.
I know. I get the point. I'm also referring to the people who are feeling the pinch itself. What can they do now to collaborate with the security persons? Now that the military commander is saying that they are shifting base, can they repose confidence on the security to actually deal with this matter? Can they work hand in glove with the security agencies to deal with this? Because at some point I recall that they were saying that they do not want the police at a section of one of this locality in Mangu, and they did not were not happy with the way the police was handling situation there at that time.
You wouldn't blame them. You wouldn't blame them. Because we were here to discuss this matter some time ago where they were even complaining that there was no police presence. And so how do you blame such people? And they say police will only come when the havoc had been done. Reactionary measures. So would you blame them? They go to bed, a whole family is wiped out. When they make such statements, you don't blame them because they are talking from antecedents. But right now, that is not the solution. They still need to cooperate with the security agencies because the security agents cannot be everywhere. You cannot gather. What is the population of police? What is the strength of the Nigerian police? I'm not even sure the Nigerian police knows exactly how many personnel they have. Because today they tell you 35,000, 350,000 and all of that. But yes, some are dying on daily basis. But what the people need to do, they must cooperate with the security agents to give information as much as they have. But those people must be protected. Whoever is giving information must be protected. We have had situations where people are getting scared, giving information, because at the end of the day, they'll come after them and they'll be wondering how those enemies got to know that they were the ones who gave information. We've seen all of that in the Northwest, where farmers were beheaded in their farms, and supposedly they say the accusation was that they gave them away. But they must cooperate with the people there. It's a two-way traffic thing. It's not a one-way traffic thing. They must be able to give information. Oh, these people come from this end. Okay? Oh, they enter from this side. Okay, we have seen so person, we have seen this. I think if we give the description, maybe it can help. Oh, well, this is the kind of time they come. And they also thought of insiders. Those who are planted inside by the enemies, who give information to say, okay, the coast is clear, please come in.
Right.
Yes. Even with the guerrilla kind of warfare, they don't just jump in. They have people there who monitor situation, who monitor the movement of security agencies. Who monitor all of that to be now say, okay, this side is clear, please move in. And then they move in. They also have people who are monitoring, who are watching, who are stationed in certain positions. They should also check themselves.
Right.
They should also check themselves. They should have an internal security arrangement of their own that can give out information. The one we commonly refer to as vigilant groups. They should be able to have that on their own. But whether you like it or not, this measure by the commander is welcome by me. Even when I say it's coming in a bit late, it's coming late, but yet it's good for the people. And it's good for me. It's good for you and I.
But talking about lasting solution, there has been time in the past where the communities, the residents, as well as the herders, have come together before, to even play novelty matches as a way of, creating that, communion or communality between both sides. Now, when we talk about lasting solution, because like you mentioned earlier, locals seem to know these people. They seem to understand each other. They know, they interact. As much as arrests have not been made, but when these things happen, they point fingers, knowing that these people, it is these people or these people.
They are specific.
It could be right, it could be wrong, depending on what investigations come up with. But we've seen this in the past where there has been novelty matches as a symbolism of these people coming together to say, okay, we will never fight again. Let us live together as one people if they come from the same place. What would it take to achieve something like that?
Very simple. Get representatives of both parties and then sit on a round table and have discussions. Tell us what your problems are. You say what it is, and you say your own side of it. And then, at the end of the day, you chart a course, a lasting course. Now, the simple problem is the farmers will always tell you that the herders invade their crops and have them destroyed. And their livelihood depends on those crops. The grazers will tell you their own, that perhaps some of these things were done on the route, on their grazing route. And then climate change has not also helped matters. But for goodness sake, what is the lasting solution to this issue of graders? These headers. What is the lasting solution? In this time and age, we are still talking about nomads. No, Mike. If we must, Plateau State is one of the food baskets of this country.
Yeah.
Except we want to pretend about that. I've been there. I've lived there. It's one of the food baskets of Nigeria. And then most of them, their life solely depends on farming. And then they will not compromise. Look at the last one that happened. Sometimes all of this is about reprisals. You attack our own, we will come back. Part of that problem is in Kaduna. This issue of reprisal. A farmer went to the farm from the local government, had an issue with one of the headers, and I think that man was killed. And then there was reprisal attack. And then counter-reprisal attack came. And so, no, we will not agree. You have killed one of our own. But what is the bone of contention? That is the basic thing. That is the fundamental issue that can bring a lasting solution to that place. Plateau State, this issue didn't start yesterday, like I said, initially. And may not come to an end tomorrow immediately if it is not properly addressed, particularly on that north central belt. Benue, Plateau. Kai, what are we talking about? But what is the immediate solution right now? First off, stabilize security in that place. If you had security stabilized, bring representatives of these persons on a round table to talk. And then make compromises. You concede this aspect, then let us move forward. And then, like you rightly said, those novelty matches will come back. And then they'll see themselves as families and friends. And then they will all they will all be singing one song. What have we been able to do all that? Why is it difficult?
That's the question.
Why is it difficult for us to achieve? Why is it difficult for those who have been governors of Plateau State to chart this course? It's the federal government that will go there to resolve every matter. Some of these matters are local issues, but they affect the national side because lives are involved, have been destroyed. What is the rocket science here for a local government or one or two local governments having these particular issues? Not today. It didn't start today, Mike. Go check the antecedents of killings in Plateau State. At a point in time, Plateau State was on fire. Before temporary solutions were brought there that led to what you often refer to as friendliness. Come together, let's kick football. How about Mike?
Something has to be done.
And quickly, too.
Because the point there is, if you look at the North Central, Plateau, and then the one in Benue, the Benue one has a different characteristics if you make comparison. If you look at Kogi State is also an agrarian state. But you don't hear the kind of killings in Benue and in Plateau in Kogi State. Nasarawa State has its own fair share at its own time. But you also don't hear of Nasarawa State very often. Kwara State is also a state in the North Central. You also don't hear of this kind of... Niger State, okay, the character of Niger State insecurity there is also different.
It's different.
So the point there is, there has to be, because for the states that have had these issues, recur, and there's recurrent incidences of this nature, There has to be a way. Because right from the days of Governor Otom in Benue, we've been hearing all of this. It's the same way along in Plateau State. Even before him, we've been hearing all of these things. So there has to be a homegrown solution to it. Because the point there is federal government cannot be, like you said, federal government cannot handle everything. Every insecurity or security is even local in the first place.
Actually, yeah.
So something has to be done.
In the first instance, sometimes even the governors of these states don't come up with the truth. They don't tell Nigerians the truth. They don't even tell their own people the truth. Sometimes I don't think they lack the knowledge of actually defining the character of insecurity they have in their state. Yeah. But sometimes they just generalize it.
In some instances, we even hear of them being interested parties. Sometimes in the past, we've heard that. In some instances.
Mike,
You don't want to go.
That's a subject for another day. Because you are absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. Because you see, at a point in time when you interacted with these persons or with the people there, but sometimes you want to ask yourself, why would there be crisis, conflict in an aspect of a state, rather than wait for security investigation and reports? The governors will quickly jump into a conclusion and give it a definition that is not it. So how do you find a solution?
And then when the investigation comes out, it's totally different.
Another thing. Now, that's why the last time I talked here, I said in the North Central, we have intercommunal conflicts, we have intra-communal conflicts, and then you have the header-farmer issue. But in most times, once there's any conflict, the governors are quick to, reduce it to header farmers. But we have discovered that it's not so, particularly in Benue. What obtains in Kogi is terrorism. Yeah. It's not the same thing you find in Benue. At all. It's not the same thing you find in Plateau. Yeah. Yeah. What obtains in Niger is terrorism. It's not the same thing as what you find in Benue and in Plateau. Okay? But for a governor to quickly want to, I don't know whether they want to use that to score cheap points. And then quickly, they push it to what they think should be the federal government's responsibility. At the moment you do that, you are shortchanging your people. You are not looking at the matter because you want to dodge responsibilities. If it's inter or intra-communal problems, are you not supposed to go in and then solve it, find a solution to it? But the moment you make it farmer header, you are passing the buck to federal government.
Right.
And so are you helping your people?
Exactly.
You are not.
You push the solution far away.
Far away. Unfortunately, we have to leave this conversation here now. So much has been said, and we hope that the military commander temporarily moving its base to Plateau State will ensure some level of,
in fact,
bring some level of stability.
Not just the military commander here, please. I think the IG should follow suit.
Right.
If it's possible, let the commissioner, the police commissioner in Plateau State, move its office to Mangu local government.
All right. All right. Security consultant and former consultant, defunct Presidential Committee on Small Arms and Light Weapons, Darlington Umoru. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, my sister.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We can only hope for a quick solution to these issues.